boat to you.
Hey, thank you.
Looking good.
Yeah, turned into quite a day out here.
Yeah, right? The first race I had on Sparrow was against a schooner in Maine.
Won that handily.
My name is Ronnie, and I'm going to race this Open 50 sailboat around the world next year, non-stop and solo. Join me on this journey as I prepare for my big race, move the boat to exciting new locations, and try to engage with the community wherever I go. In the first episode, I met the boat for the first time in Portland, Maine. In episode 2, we'll get off the dock for our first couple of days of sea trials, begin preparing for our first delivery, and even get a visit from a special guest. After a day of rigging the boat for sailing and hoisting the sails at the dock, it was now time to get Sparrow off the dock and go for our first sail. With a calm, foggy morning that turned into a beautiful day of light wind sailing, it was a very positive day, and we achieved all of our day one goals.
There's your blade, baby. Almost tight.
Piece of sheep.
Ronnie, how's she feel?
That's good. That's good.
Boat feels really good. Boat feels amazing. Pretty congested with traffic and channel markers getting out of Portland, which was to be expected. But the boat feels amazing, and I mean, just putting the big jib back out, you know, we're still doing wind speed. We've been doing wind speed most of the morning, doing 8 or 9 and 8 or 9 knots of wind. We had the staysail up on a reach. We were still doing 8.5 just because we were on a bit of a reach. But now, yeah, we're back up over 6, and it's only blowing like 6 or 7. Yeah, boat feels amazing. It feels exactly like I thought it would, to be honest. It's got a lot of stability, but you can feel when it heels over. We could have started using water ballast there for a minute, and I'm sure we'll play with that later on today. But yeah, boat feels awesome. Sails are honestly better than I expected. Definitely some things that we already want to sort out, just little adjustments. But so far the boat feels very, very good. I think she's going to go quick when you have pressure on the rig and you're off the breeze a little bit. I've only seen her upwind, but she definitely, I think, wants to reach. Feels like she wants to light up on a broad reach. These lines go to blocks, which go to a valve that's on the low side, right? So they cross the boat, so everything crosses. So that these guys right here control that valve. But that's because we're on the low side, the pumps will put it up. But we're working with this side here.
Yeah.
So we just go like this and go open. I just felt the valve open.
Yep.
And then we're just gonna go like this. So what we're doing is, this is called water ballast. Basically both sides of the boat have a huge water tank, and whichever side is the high side of the boat, if you fill that up with water, then it's water ballast. And if the boat's heeled over like that, and you put more water over here, it's gonna flatten the boat out. And as you flatten the boat out, you can just carry with, you can, A, it's gonna be faster when it's flatter, and B, you can carry more sail area and push the boat harder. So we don't have a canting keel on this boat, which a lot of open 50s do have canting keels. This is a fixed keel, but we do have quite a lot of water ballast. I'm not actually sure how much water ballast there is. I need to learn that, but there's a pretty significant tank over here. So I'm expecting, like, it's getting flatter already, just with more ballast. So, and we're only like, I'd call it 40% full right now. So it should still be a significant, I think, difference.
First sail is in the books, man. It was a really nice day on the water. It was, 5 to 8, 10 knots at most, and that's exactly what you want when you're putting up a couple of different sails. First time we've seen the kites up. I mean, you never really know what you're gonna get. So, I think it worked out pretty well.
Should have a good alternator system as the backup.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
If you do a good one, you aren't going to need much fuel.
You don't. Yeah.
You aren't going to need much at all. When I went around the world, I used less than 40 gallons of the whole thing.
I got 39 gallons. I'm gonna use less than 40 gallons.
There you go. And but I also had a lot of solar.
Yeah, I
was able to go 3 days without charging with the engine several times. It just if the BMS has an output control to tell it to stop, it's all it can do is just stop.
The following day, my old friend Bruce Schwab paid Sparrow a visit to wish me luck and to go over the charging system with me. Bruce is the first American to ever finish the legendary Vendée Globe sailing race, a race that just 2 Americans have ever completed. He now owns and operates Ocean Planet Energy, a company that specializes in sailboat charging systems. Yeah, but she's a sweet boat. She's an old boat, but she's a really good boat.
This boat's got a great history.
You've been on her. You've been on her more than I have, but you know that.
This is a great line from who's the guy who has built
David Lyons?
No, that's the designer.
Alan
Neubauer, Brad Van Loo. I sailed on a little bit. Flip Con. You're one of the few Americans that legitimately, could strive for the Vendée and make a good run at it. I mean, there's been some Americans around that could do this, but we haven't had the opportunity. It's tough in the U.S. to get the sponsorship. I never got the corporate sponsorship when I did it. It was sort of a publicly funded thing, and I still am amazed at how many people came out of the woodwork to support the Ocean Planet trip and help me pull it off, and I pulled it off, did what I said I was going to do. It was a major financial strain, and I took the fall for it afterwards. But it is a logical, but it's the right boat, I think, for this particular race. And with your background, and you've been working up to that through the single-handed transpac like I did, and this boat's got a great history. I mean, it all makes sense. It's a logical progression. And they don't have the around alone race anymore, right? So this event, which you can do nonstop, but allow stops if you have to, is perfect training for the Vendée. And you can't possibly train too much for the Vendée. So,
what do you think are some of the biggest obstacles, in his way over the next year and a half?
The biggest obstacle is getting to the starting line really ready to go, and getting enough testing to iron out the things that still need to be sorted out. Fortunately, this boat's gone through a whole lot, so there's a lot already here, but you still have to test it. You still got to work out your sails, and you got to find out what's wrong. And so you got to get a whole lot of stuff done, go out and test it, and then come back and sort it out. It's a big, long process to prepare. It just goes without saying that trying to make a nonstop around the world is just such a tall order. Sailboats are like spaceships, but they're not built by NASA. And you got to have the right people, and you got the right platform, you got to have the right program to pull it all off. If I hadn't done the round alone and broken the boom twice and had to stop, fix things, and a big long list of stuff I was going to change to prepare for the Vendée, and 2 years to work on it, I never would have been the first American to finish the Vendée if I hadn't gone out and broken a bunch of stuff. So this race that you're doing is the perfect path, I think, to prepare for in your long-term dream.
Actually had a pretty cool surprise this morning when we got to the boatyard. Bruce Schwab came to visit us. He's the first American to ever successfully complete the Vendée Globe, and is a huge role model and inspiration to me, and we've been friends for a long time, so really stoked to see Bruce. That was awesome. And we went out to go for a sail, and the wind was really, really light. Just gonna drive a little bit, come back down, wind shift. The wind was really, really light, and I mean, it's still pretty light, but we were gonna do a photo boat and chase boat and all that, but the wind was looking super light, so we kind of punted on that, and we went for a day sail. There was no breeze, but then the wind filled in to sort of 5 or 6 knots, and we actually had a great sail with the spinnaker there for a little bit. We did some nice tacks by a lighthouse, and then took the kite back by the lighthouse, and we also got to look at our A2. So again, it's pretty light, but we're making the most of it. We're getting some more practice on the boat, and it's just Sean and I sailing the boat because Whitall is out of town now. But we got A2 up. Again, it's a little bit long, but really not terrible. We'll cut it down, but that should be pretty easy. And just some more practice on the boat, learning the boat still. After just 4 days in Maine, I had now gotten to know and appreciate Sparrow. I had already said goodbye to Whitall, and it was now time to say bye to Sean and also to Daniel. Next up, I would travel back to California and attempt to quickly put my life away so that I could pursue this campaign full-time. Tune in to the next episode when we sail Sparrow down to Newport, Rhode Island to officially kick off this campaign for the Global Solo Challenge. Please like, subscribe, and comment down below to get in touch. Mahalo.